Upon popular request, I'm back. And the request was by me, so that's why I'm back. Thanks for joining me again, even if it's your first time or if it's your last time. That's cool too. That means you got the message. The message is be awesome. It's not hard. Be a good person. Be nice as much as you can, right? Like that's kind of the small portion of life you gotta tackle. But while you're taking advantage of doing that stuff, great things will come your way. What those are, that is kind of up to you. Life is your direction. You just gotta follow it. That doesn't mean you gotta make it you don't gotta make it less attainable just because you don't have it. It's a steps thing, right? So, you get pretty basic stuff. You learn to walk in stages. You learn to talk in stages. Your life, you learn, however fast or slow, whatever it is, but you learn the way you learn in stages, and that kind of dictates your life. Kind of makes you who you are. So the decisions that you make are a lot bigger sometimes than you might think. Most things aren't, peanut butter and jelly, what you want to eat sometimes. I mean, as long as you're doing things in moderation, like most things, hopefully you don't go overboard, and hopefully life turns out great. But until then, you got to struggle. You've got to eat those worms. I say that because I see a bird eating a worm. Got to eat those worms. It's not the greatest all the time. You're not going to always get what you want. But that's the goal, right? The goal is to get what you want. How you get there is totally up to you, and it is kind of totally up to the decisions that you make, not just now, but the future decisions, because that's something that you can take advantage of as you're getting older. Like small decisions right now will help the thought process for the decisions you're going to make as you get older. It's pretty easy. Most of it is, yes, no, do this, don't do this, repercussions, consequences, accomplishments. I mean, there's a lot of words you could fit in there, but all of it is, what are you going to do? You could just sit around and watch TV and, zombie out, do the life thing. That's cool. That's, your choice. Or you could, pick something in your life that, even though you got to work, maybe you have a passion for something else, like making buttons, or, I don't know, knitting scarves to sell on the street. You could do that. You could sell them on Etsy. Like I know it doesn't always have to be something to sell, but it's got to be something that can help lead you to a path that will allow you to have a career that'll be a little bit more fulfilling. There are stages to that also, and most of it is starting out at the bottom and maybe not having the greatest access to things, or the greatest pay, or the greatest job, greatest title, whatever it is. But you're going to build up to it. You just got to be patient. And who am I talking to? I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to other people that might watch this video one day. but I know it'll help. Mostly just because I see it in my kids. And maybe it trickles down from me, experiences, their own thought process on their life and how they're going to live it as they grow older. Like, I want to be able to show them what I do daily, even though it might not be the greatest. It might not be the greatest show of work ethic when there's other things that go on. But I think most of it is to show I can handle it, and things are obtainable if you just stick to the grit. Fight your way through some of the negative feelings that you might have, that you're not good enough, because in all actuality it doesn't really matter, because you're already great because you're here. Like, that's more than half the battle of life in itself, because you're here. And to just lose that humanity aspect and not have the direction that you probably want to go towards, probably just rewind it. Think back. Thinking on your past isn't always the best thing, because maybe not the greatest things happen in your life, but there's always lessons to learn. And as long as you try to make good choices, those lessons will probably help you as you get older. Probably. Not all things. Like, growing up, if you play sports, you might not play sports when you get older. It might not even, ever be a thing. But hey, maybe you'll be like my kids and play every Saturday or whenever they open up the gym to play. Maybe you just do that. But that's something that you might think is a bigger goal, and as you get older it might not be. But you have options, and that's what you want to give yourself. Give yourself options, so that way you're not bored, or you're not having idle hands, or you're not you're not thinking clearly. That's where you want to get to. You want to think of the things that's going to make you happy, and the things that are going to hopefully make you prosper in many different ways. But I say this out of love. I love everyone. Give yourself a chance. Anyways, have a good week.